In front of you is a $2,000 vinyl collection that might add up to a $3,000 value with some of the rare pressings. From alternative to hip-hop to rock to electronic to metal to R&B to punk, here's a 2-year semi-unhealthy music junkie addiction project. Because that $2,000 probably could come in handy, but if I can get something before that's the goal here. That's right. This is a different pressing too, I'm pretty sure. Not too big on the other two albums, but this one is pretty great. Here we have a very influential album. This is one I'm pretty sure I got from 123 Go Records. Crown of Love and Wake Up, and then The Interior. Oh yeah, this is an album that is praised a lot. Or actually, it's either praised or bashed, depending on where you look. This is another one that was gifted to me. Where it's set. I got 2 turntables and a microphone, but also got a devil's haircut in my mind. Right here, this is an album I got at a record store in Rockridge. Best dream pop band of all time, one might claim. Confidence in you, confidence in me. Don't panic and shiver and oh yeah, Spice. And then of course Yellow and Trouble. This is an album I've grown up with. Blame it upon a rush of blood to the head. Of course, probably none of you have ever heard The Scientist or Clocks before. Tells the story of a breakup. If you listen to it close enough, we have The Cure, one of the greatest alternative bands of all time, probably right behind Disintegration for the best in their discography. The 4th greatest alternative band of all time. Go, go, go! This group here, super spectacular. I don't even remember how I got my hands on this album. You know what this is about. You know what it do. I've been looking so long at my pictures of you that I almost believe that they're real. However far away, I will always love you. Oh yes, both of them side by side. Yeah, feeling yourself disintegrate, spoonful weighs a ton, spark that bled. 2 scientists are racing for the good of all mankind. Yeah. Another great, or a solid debut, we'll put it that way. I'm alone and I'm an easy target. This is a call, I'll stick around, oh yeah, Big Me. One of the 2004 hitters. This is Mate'd as well, oh man, alright. And also this is Ray's 3-year-old me goes crazy over Take Me Out. Number 1. This seems like an obvious one, but only collect albums that you would rate 8 out of 10 or higher. If you don't like using ratings, buy albums where like 80% of the track list includes songs you enjoy, with a noticeable amount of that 80% being some you enjoy at a high level. In simpler terms, if you love an artist's work, support them. Creating music people enjoy is hard, and getting that music recognized is even harder, even with all the streaming platforms these days. Oh man. This album right here. If rock was really a thing in the 40s, this would have been like pub music of sorts. Especially like Vince was a lover, lovable stoner. I don't know, I may or may not keep this. I like Privilege and Nowhere Fast, and oh yeah, The Warmth, I like that one a lot. How do you do it? Pardon me, probably my personal favorite Incubus song ever. Now we have, this is definitely Transparent Red. Disc, Light Grenades, Incubus. This is another one that I don't know if I will end up keeping or not. One of the greatest alternative albums of the 2000s, maybe even all time. Interval, obviously Obstacle 1, PVA, NYC. I am wanting to get Unknown Pleasures if I can keep this collection going. This right here is up there. I don't know if we will ever get an artist with 2 albums as spectacular as the first 2 albums this group did right here. This album I'm keeping if I can keep my collection. It's just kind of difficult to get back in, I feel like it is. I like some of the rawness that was on this one. And this is a cool cover too, by the way. Hyper Music, Newborn, Plug-in Baby.
So yeah, but we have Absolution by Muse. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one in particular, even if I don't give away my whole collection. I like Butterflies and Hurricanes just for the inspiration. Small Print is also kind of good inspiration. Time is Running Out is a fun track. Sing for Absolution. Oh my god. Thoughts of a Dying Atheist. I think I'll probably keep this album. Together we're invincible. Not as big of a muser as I used to be, but for Starlight, Supermassive Black Hole, Map of the Problematique. What would they put Invincible on side A?
One of the greatest alternative albums of all time, and I know for a fact this one has a different pressing to it. Oh yeah, that's so smooth. And here's one that I haven't opened yet. Still got the packaging. This is a very rare copy, and I think there are only like 1,000 of these made. What a beautiful face I have found in this place. Then we have one of the best albums, not just alternative, but one of the best albums of the 90s, 1000%. When you were young, you were the king of carrot flowers. And then we have, this is surprisingly the only New Order album I own. I visit this one a lot just because of the lyrical themes and how my life has been over the past couple of years, especially. Oh yeah, this one. I actually think In Utero is a better album. This is still for like what it did, not just for alternative, but for rock and for the music industry. And yes, grunge is alternative. The best Oasis album, and it's one of their only quality projects. It has some still very good cuts on here like Live Forever, Rock and Roll Star, Slide Away.
I might keep this around if I'm able to keep my vinyl collection just for reference. I don't feel as if I know you. This is not a complete project. Don't Look Back in Anger, yeah, it's a great one. Champagne Supernova, yeah, that is easily my favorite Oasis song.
From that infamous 91 year. And I will walk with my hands. I don't know if I would own any other Pearl Jam album, to be honest, but the flow of this album is something that's hard to match.
All-time great influential album here. This is just a black pressing, I'm pretty sure. This is actually pretty sick. Only real blemish, if you could even call it that, is silver. And yes, this band is definitely alternative. I got a secret I cannot say. Or obviously, nicotine, Valium, Vicodin, marijuana, ecstasy, and alcohol. Cocaine.
An even better album. This one. Probably one of the best alternative albums of the 2000s, and yes, it is alternative.
The Godfather alternative band here. Some people might even claim the greatest American band of all time. A great album.
The Godfather alternative band, the one that represents my water bottle, kind of expanded with their songwriting a little bit. And even some of the mixes, they were kind of a little bit different from what they usually do.
We have the first record that I ever purchased. You Do It To Yourself. Still has some really good cuts on here. Obviously, Fake Plastic Trees. Just is a really good track. I like the diminished scale, and then Street Spirit.
This one actually does not belong to me. However, holding on to it for right now. Oh yeah, here we are. We have a top 3 alternative band of all time. This thing is a classic for sure. Underrated. And also this is a 45 speed instead of 30. Great album. We have another classic from the top 3 alternative band of all time. This album is just so sick. This is another one that doesn't belong to me. Yeah, because Radiohead actually started releasing all of their material themselves since In Rainbows. Another Radiohead album. I've spun this recently, and yeah, I haven't really. It's a regular pressing. Actually, this isn't my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers record. Of course, the songs that none of you have ever heard before, such as Scar Tissue and Californication, but Other Side, and also Around the World, and Christ, I'm a sidewinder, I'm a California king.
Another all-time great alternative band, led by the gothic rock queen. Absolute great one. This sleeve is a lot better.
Susie and the Banshees, Tinderbox. Your city lies in dust. But also, Candyman. Arguably the best discography amongst alternatives. It's very bright. It's just the track list, so. Yay.
This is another one I definitely got from Amoeba. One of the better comp albums of all time, a part of arguably the best alternative discography. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. The greatest alternative band of all time and one of their all-time great albums.
Another one of their best albums on here. I want to get a washing machine if I can keep my collection, and then I won't have to sell it.
Arguably one of the great, no, not even arguably, one of the greatest alternative albums of all time. Obviously Teenage Riot and Silver Rocket, The Sprawl. Shout out to Kim Deal, by the way. Kim Gordon, Jesus.
The commercial hitter. When masks were more of a thing, I actually had a mask of this album cover. Of course, Cool Thing and Tunic. Oh, Dirty Boots. Yeah, Dirty Boots. Yeah, 1000% Dirty Boots.
Amongst the post-punk revival era. Don't make me a target. This is a pretty solid album. You got your cherry bomb and don't you ever be dead, because it's gonna keep 'em hanging around. Oh yeah. My favorite album of all time by one of the all-time great alternative bands. You already know how this is. I really don't understand why people put this one on par with Is This It, because Between Love and Hate is kind of Although Reptilia, 1251, those are excellent, especially the tuning on 1251, those are awesome.
This is one that was gifted to me. Psycho Killer, Qu'est-ce que c'est? Talking Heads. But I bet people pulled up as well, so. Alright, so apparently I lost some footage, and here to rectify that, it's a bit of a glare because of my light, but where the days go by. Another one of the great albums of all time. Oh yeah, it's Mateed, first of all. Also this right here. It's a one disc, but you know, here's the interior of a band truly ahead of its time. Oh yeah, and here. All-timer debut album. The Blue Album is really cool. We got some more Weezer. Pink Triangle, Tired of Sex, Get You. Can't have any other one, though I would, now I never could with one. Keep fishing if you feel it's true. This is actually a pretty underrated Weezer album. Full together, American Gigolo and Burnt Jam. Only love can ease the pain. Number 2. Shop local if you can. I live in the Bay Area, and we've got a lot of options, including 2 of the 3 Amoeba stores. I mention this because there's less of a chance of having delivery problems. I haven't experienced that many delivery problems, but you also have a higher chance of finding some projects that aren't available in online stores as much if you shop local. I certainly have found some things that are super hard to find online in some of our record shops around here. Hey little apple blossom, what seems to be the problem? The chord changeability on Hello Operator is crazy. Jack West is a madman with that guitar. Oh yeah, Little Bird. Some cool ass chord changes on there too. Another one of their 3 best albums. Well, I'm finding it harder to be a gentleman every day. And apparently the chords for I Can't Wait are very similar to the chords on Heart-Shaped Box. One of my old homeboys tried to play Heart-Shaped Box and he ended up playing I Can't Wait instead. And their best album. Oh. Of course, none of you have ever heard Seven Nation Army before, I imagine. I wanna hypnotize your baby on the telephone.
It's a top 5 album of 2020. Obviously gospel for a new century, but Kerosene.
The other Bjork album. To be safe up here with you. We've got some Bjork over here. Neither of the albums that I own are my favorite Bjork albums, but they are up there, and they are fantastic.
This has a little bit more of like a Mateed cover. This is a very good electronic album.
Here's the other one of the 3. Ready to Die, Food, and this one here. I even got some stickers that I put on my desk over there. Oh, Green World. This is actually a very underrated album. Not underrated in the aspect that it should be known more. At least on Rate Your Music, it's rated low. It's actually rated a little bit higher on like Album of the Year. Oh yes, this is one of the best electronic albums. Computer.
We have some electronic here with LCD sound system. Dance Yourself Clean is like the standout track that I enjoy the most.
Oh, that's right. When I first heard this album, it was like super smooth. I don't know if I would listen to this one as often, honestly, so I might have to listen to it again. One of the best albums ever. Smooth, eh? Just a little glimpse. Playback is not showing entirely in that little glare right there. Excellent project right here. Jacksonville is one of my favorites. Oh, I forgot I had another Sufjan album. I didn't realize. I mean, I did, but I didn't because I put this in because this was in the thumbnail. But yeah, this thing gotta be one of the best folk albums of the 2010s. Number 3. Discogs is your online shopping friend. If you know about Discogs, you already know about the wide market. There's a more organized option for different versions of projects and a little bit more of a personal experience with other sellers on there. I even got a cool bookmark and also this piece of origami for purchasing one of David Bowie's Rykodisc LPs, or the Rykodisc version of one of David Bowie's LPs. So.
We've got my birthday twin. Not date twin, but day twin. Q-Tip in the Tribe, Q-Tip in the Tribe. Yeah, Butter's probably my favorite. Verses from the Abstract, check the rhyme, oh man.
Ah, the other all-timer Tribe album. Oh yeah, this is actually, I like the feel of this cover.
This is a rare pressing. This has a rare multicolor splatter album. One of the greatest of all time.
Oh, another classic hip-hop album and an awesome duo. Most Def and Talib Kweli. I haven't listened to this one in a minute, but I really like the cover and also its packaging too. It's pretty cool. Ah, here's the best album of 2020. Yeah, 2020. The other part of clipping. Shout out to David Diggs. Shout out to East Bay natives out there. Look at this interior. This is a cool... Look at this interior. One of the all-time great MCs. Great album. This is a great album. I can't do it right now. I really can't. Here we got Danny Brown. But yeah, the interior looks pretty sick though. I ain't booming, that's a goddamn lie. Whoa. Really though.
This is another one. I don't know if I'll keep this one. It's a really good cover. Don't remember if it's splattered or not, but it definitely has like a different pressing to it. Moving up escalators, I can't see the flow. Stacking money, fuck a hater. Free bins, cash flow. Bread so long, about to buy the whole mo.
Shout out to DMX. And the splatter on this one looks sick as fuck, so... I mean, I'm showing all of the splatters, but, you know. Eminem's best album, of course, The Real Slim Shady. I'm Back. Under the Influence is funny.
An all-time great duo, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. This album is heat. Madlib, we already know what he does, and then one of the all-time great MCs.
Absolute classic. Renegade. Oh yeah, Heart of the City. And then of course, H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. Another classic. What more can I say? Get that dirt off your shoulder. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove. We got Ye, Heard Him Say, Crack Music, obviously Gold Digger and Touch the Sky. Oh yeah, Diamonds from Sierra Leone. Oh yeah, We Major, yeah. 1000%.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll keep this one either, to be honest. Even though this project has some blemishes, it's a good night album. I Wonder still is one of my all-time favorite tracks, I think. Good morning.
The interior. I'm like losing my speaking power right now. Berry or Hallelujah. Number 4. If you want rare records, either justify ponying up cash or hold off. Potentially for good. Bottom line is, be careful about spending more than $20 or $30 and only do so if it's something that you love and is very hard to find. Not just if it's a different pressing or a deluxe edition, but if there's a scarce amount of copies made for a certain album, One of the best hip-hop albums, arguably the best hip-hop album of the 2010s. And if you ask me, I haven't listened to Mr. Morale yet, but this is when Kendrick had his best bars. He had some really good bars on Damn and also Section 80 as well, but especially on this project, this is like his best bars. Loving you is complicated.
EP disguised as an album, or album disguised as an EP. It's really damn good. I'm moving forward.
More of Madlib and more of MF Doom. This thing is a gem. You already know.
I haven't listened to this album in a minute. I'll show the rare splatter on screen. This thing is smooth, man. But yeah, this is definitely one of Doom's best projects. This one for sure. This one for sure. So smooth. One of the best rap performances on a hip-hop album of all time with Prodigy. Of course, Shook One's Part 2. We can never forget about this one. This is like one of the first ones I got to. Greatest rapper of all time, and arguably the greatest hip-hop album of all time.
More of Nazir Jones over here. There's more of an emphasis on, like, you know, the hooks on this one compared to, like, Illmatic, but, you know, he still got bars. Still got bars. What are you talking about? How you like me now? I go blow. It's the shit that moves crowds, making every ghetto foul. You whack MCs.
All the players play from far and wide. Another one of those vinyl me please. Southern playalistic Cadillac funky music. And another 123 Go Records purchase here. Of course, everybody knows Elevators, but Wheels of Steel. The album I said earlier that is the best of the duo. Gangsta, gangsta. Alright. Some people argue this is their best album. Miss Jackson, So Fresh, So Clean, B.O.B. That's a really good song too. Don't everybody like the smell of gasoline? Well, burn motherfucker, burn American dream. Arguably the greatest hip-hop album of all time. Definitely one of them. Either stand tall or sit the fuck down. All the way from 215th to Bucktown. Brace yourself, it's about to go down.
Highly influential metal album. I'm gonna get Master of Reality at some point. But yeah, of course, War Pigs and Iron Man, Hand of Doom.
Has a different print in the front. This is actually one of the more recent releases in my collection, but this little interior.
The best of the pre-Dickinson days. Granted, there's only like one other album after this one, Phantom of the Opera. I'm running free, yeah. Many people would argue this is their best. Both this and Power Slave are 10s. I like that interior. Number 5. Don't hesitate to sell albums if you don't want them anymore. Even if you aren't as fond of a certain album anymore, as much anymore anyway, there's someone out there who might be. So, you know, this might go without saying, but I'm only including this for those who are like me and have a hard time getting rid of anything. Also, you know, shops buy records. So, there's your options. You don't use vinyl anymore, shops will buy them. Some even trade, so do what's best for you.
Another all-time great metal album, the best in Iron Maiden's discography. Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is such a fantastic track as well. Ooh, we have, faster than a bullet, mighty scream. I can't do it right now, it's really bad. From top to bottom, this has got to be one of the best metal albums of all time. I don't know how many people around here would be alright with me spinning metal. Hero of the night, blood and thunder rushing through me.
We got more Mastodon to wrap off this specific section. This definitely has a different pressing. This is probably my 4th favorite Mastodon album. There is not a single other group that hit me as hard, as quick, as Mastodon did.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm almost positive this is a rare pressing actually. Mastodon is like one of my absolute favorite bands. After Leviathan and Crack the Sky, this is my favorite Mastodon.
Classic, of course, For Whom the Bell Tolls, but I'd say probably Fade to Black is still my favorite. Although Fire with Fire's Heat and the title track as well.
Oh yes, we have an absolute classic over here. Got this at Amoeba, the one in San Francisco, because I'm from the Bay Area. I live in the Bay Area.
And oh yeah, this is excellent, like prog metal, death metal. One of the best discographies out there for being 100. For sure. Oh, the smell too. Oh, ho, ho, yes, 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 yes. 1000%. This album is spectacular. We're trying to build a prison. We're trying to build a prison. This actually is what got me into metal. If not for this album, then I wouldn't be listening to the likes of Mastodon, or Metallica, or even Iron Maiden, probably. Bushy little children with their fully automatic, they like to push the weak around. Now, I think I was inspired by ARTV because I was trying to get every single System of a Down album. This is still a pretty damn good album. Does this one have Lonely Day? Yes, it does. Yeah. And the lyrics on the back here.
But Animal Collective, this is a pretty damn good album. As far as psychedelics are concerned.
Florence in the Machine. Yeah. Man, I love this album. Yeah, Rabbit Heart and Howl and Dog Days Are Over. A bunch of other things.
Future Sex Love Sounds has like higher peaks, but this is more consistent. Like I Love You is another one, and then of course, sure none of you have ever heard Crimea River or Rock Your Body. I played that a lot actually at my first job, just because I mostly just heard like pop and hip-hop. We have an album and an artist I'm sure none of you have ever heard of before. Another one of those. Beat It is would probably be my favorite. Maybe even Want to Be Starting Something. Be starting something. Be starting something.
One of Prince's great albums, of course, Let's Go Crazy, Take Me With You, I Would Die For You, When Doves Cry, Purple Rain, Purple Rain. At 6, if you're here for the long haul, invest like it. I'm talking cleaning products, inner sleeves, outer sleeves, even record players. A low quality record player can wear out your vinyl way faster than a high quality one. Reiteration, invest like you're in for the long haul.
Ah, classic punk record. A true classic. Right here. There's another 123 Go Records purchase. The best punk hardcore album of all time. I wouldn't really debate that.
Alright, so I had a feeling this would be it. Adam's song is my personal favorite and one of my favorites just in general. She's a fucking nightmare. The greatest punk album of all time. One of the greatest punk bands ever. And yes, The Clash is punk. No matter how close to alternative this thing sounds, and some of their other material sounds punk.
The greatest punk band of all time, one might argue, even I might even argue, one of their best. Their discography is quite excellent in its own right. But anywho, I consider them to be more punk than alternative, and this album in particular is really damn good.
The best Green Day album. Some really good cuts on this one. One of the best punk albums of the 90s, for sure. One of... This is one that I'm more than likely probably am not going to keep. I'm more so crazy about Dookie, and I probably would get like Warning and Nimrod. And even American Idiot, to be honest.
Drain the pressure from the swelling. Honestly, these days, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this album. Even if I don't get rid of the whole collection. And then, you know, obviously American Idiot, Holiday, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Dissertations Overwhelming. One of the other albums that I've listened to an unhealthy amount of times over the past couple of years. Not necessarily spun it, but, you know, listen to it. This little gem right here. This one that I just couldn't stop listening to. Haven't been able to stop listening to for a while. But yeah, The Black Parade. The Black Parade. Probably an unhealthy amount of listening to this. Not the vinyl per se, but just the album in general.
Another absolute classic. Didn't you know, didn't you know? I enjoy tracks off this album, of course, but I haven't listened to this album in years. The Neo Soul Queen. What's going on? Oh yeah, it's Mateid. A little bit as this interior. I figured it's a regular pressing.
Oh yeah, another one that I got from Amoeba in Berkeley. This is a really good album actually. I mean, I knew I had this, but I'm just like going through everything now. 2-disc pressing right here. And one double album. Might give it a run for its money. Living for the City. Too high, too high. Oh yeah, Higher Ground too, yeah, of course. Don't you worry about a thing. Obviously this has a Happy Birthday, The Closer, Master Blaster. All I do is think about you.
Have this Funnily enough, there's only like a couple of people in person. I guess it's the way with like any artist or any group. And yeah, just some lyrics on the inside right here. Last and almost least, go crazy with it. Within reason. These streaming platforms aren't the greatest at supporting your favorite artists, so you should go out and support your favorite artists on your own. Just do it.
Here's one that I got from 123 Go Records. Yeah, this is one that has a good sleeve. I actually like Octopus's Garden a lot. Another edition that I wanted to get the Ryko disc version for with David Bowie. Now got the run gun blues. They were really nice. The person who sold this to me, because they gave me like an origami swan and also a like a bookmark too, a very cool bookmark. Ah, yep, it does have the lyrics. Never know, you might find in here Black Country Rock. And this one I got on Discogs, just specifically because I wanted the Ryko disc version. Oh yeah, I love the demo version of Quicksand. But I specifically was looking for the Ryko disc version just for those rare cuts, because I grew up with those rare cuts. And so, I bought this version off of Discogs.
And more cool stuff from one of the dominators of my collection. The best album from one of the dominators of my collection. Ziggy played guitar and Starman waiting in the sky.
Such an excellent album. A New Career in a New Town is actually probably my personal favorite of this project, and probably my personal favorite of Bowie's discography.
We have a David Bowie comp over here. This is very interesting, and it's another fold-out like the Sufjan album I have. Seems like it's more of like the post hunky-dory era. One of the all-time great debuts over here. I haven't spun this in a few years, since like around the time that I bought this. And then obviously the end, that was the track of Apocalypse Now. Wanna give you my love. You already know. You already know. You already know.
4 by Led Zeppelin, and this is another one that doesn't really have a very unique pressing. I think this is another one that I got at Amoeba, now that I think about it. San Francisco Amoeba, that is. I don't stand Linkin Park like that, but I enjoy this album quite a bit. Pretty much from top to bottom, I enjoy, I think a lot of it is kind of the lyrical relatability. This album is still heat. Burn, burn, yes you're gonna burn. Oh yeah, Killing in the Name, Take the Power Back, Wake Up, obviously at the end of the Matrix soundtrack.
If you're wondering about what that all adds up to, here you go. I promise you I didn't know when I recorded the other stuff. By the way, here's my turntable setup that I talked about earlier. Links will be in the description. And if you get any ideas about the Rex, keep in mind that prices fluctuate, and I mostly underestimated when I gathered these prices. If you all are interested in a comp album full of inspirational tracks, check out this video right here. Either way, Jay West out.